Welcome. This video is going to be about my journey to citizenship in the United States and how I became a citizen here. It is my personal story, so I really hope that it encourages you. I feel like if I could do it, then you can do it as well. I understand that it can be a sore subject. Immigration is not something that's simply available to a lot of people, and this is why I'm speaking up. I'm talking about my story because I did it. It was possible, but yes, I had to go through a lot of challenges. In my case, it took me a year to just get my paperwork together to come here. So I was going to a university in Russia for 2 years. I was 17 years old when I decided that I want to come here. I went through a special program in high school to graduate sooner. And this is why I already finished 2 years of university. When I decided that I want to go to United States, everything happened pretty fast for me, and if I wasn't acting at the time, the whole opportunity would be gone. So it's really about you taking action and completing all the steps and following the process so that you are where you want to be. I just didn't see myself in Russia because I did not like economic divide between the lowest low and the highest high. I couldn't imagine myself being happy there. I couldn't imagine how I could create a fulfilling life for myself and my future family, and I couldn't imagine myself being an old lady in Russia because it just didn't seem like a pleasant experience. Also, I did not like the climate. I can't say that I chose America and I chose California just because it had a nicer, warmer climate. California is one of the richest states. United States is a very prosperous country. I came here on an F-1 visa, which is a student visa. I had the great support of my mom. She figured out what colleges I could go to, what colleges offered the major I wanted, how much it would cost, where would I live, and she called different places, and then she would tell me what I gotta do on my end to make it happen. I had to prepare for a TOEFL or IELTS exam. Some universities and colleges accept IELTS tests, some accept TOEFL, but they're pretty much the same in the level of difficulty. It is a test that allows you to study abroad in English, and you have to get a certain score in order to pass and be able to enter American system in American university. So I had a decent score. In order to prepare for this test, I went to an English school in Malta and also English school in Russia afterwards for 2 months, and I was in Malta for 2 months as well. And then in the middle of all of it, I also had tutors, and it helped me greatly to prepare for this test. I had to have a record of my vaccinations for like tuberculosis. You might need to prepare a lot of paperwork in order to travel or come here. It was a 13-hour flight, and then we couldn't land because of the weather conditions. And so I had been transferred to 5 different states in one day, in 24 hours, in order to get to my final destination, which was Sacramento. So it was the worst experience. In the first 3 days, I had to stay in the hotel because I still couldn't move in the dorms. I was gonna live on the college campus at Sierra College in Rockland in California. That's the place that we have chosen. I decided to study nutrition and physical education because I wanted something practical. Colleges were cheaper than universities, and that's why I went to college first, so that I could get all of my prerequisites and all of the classes that I needed in order to transfer to university. One thing I think that really helped me to immigrate and to find my place in a foreign country, and I talked a lot to everybody that I met at that time. So pretty much from the very first or second day, I already made some friends and I knew somebody. And when you live in the dorms, you are a part of a community, so there are a lot of meetings and it really gives you a sense of belonging. I actually really enjoyed living in the dorms for the first year, and it was extremely helpful for integration and just understanding of different country, to be somewhere where there are other people. There were a lot of international students as well as local students, so we had a pretty good mix. I mean, I probably could have had international license and started driving sooner, but I did not have license even in Russia. So because of that, I was using a bicycle, and if I needed to go to the gym, to the grocery store, anywhere, I had to ride my bicycle or pay for the taxi, which was pretty expensive, so I couldn't do it all the time. And there is a bus system in Rockland, but there aren't that many buses and they are on a very strict schedule. So the last bus was at 7 p.m. so you couldn't really travel after that time by bus, and if you miss your bus then you have to wait for another hour. I took 16 units the first semester, and I took about 16 units the second semester as well, which was too much. You were able to take up to 18 units for the same price, and I guess all of us international students were like, oh, okay, if you're able to take that many units, then I have to get that many units in. But it was an insane workload. Because not only you're studying in a different country in a different language, but also you're trying to figure out all the rest of who are you in this country. You can't legally work when you come on a student visa, so your income is very limited, and then you have to manage your time pretty well. I took some classes that started at 7 a.m. and some classes that ended at 9 p.m. So my schedule was all over the place. As an international student, you have to take at least 12 units, and also if you're not doing well, you are basically going to be kicked out and you're going to be sent home.